Hey everyone, and welcome to my Kuala Lumpur vlog. I'm so excited to finally share my Malaysian adventure with you all. The Air Asia flight had an interesting and affordable menu, though I didn't buy anything on board. It was midnight and I had already eaten at the airport and packed some snacks. The seats were a bit cramped and I was disappointed there was no complimentary water, which is pretty standard on most flights. I couldn't sleep a wink, but the flight itself was smooth enough. Landing in Kuala Lumpur, the airport was a little underwhelming. The immigration queue was surprisingly slow. Thankfully, I have family in Malaysia who were kind enough to pick us up. They whisked us away to their place in Puchong for breakfast. We stayed at Ascot Central, which I've reviewed in a separate vlog. The link is in the description below. I highly recommend it. After resting up, we got ready to explore KL at night. Based on recommendations from family and some online research, we decided to visit Berjaya Prime Square in Bukit Bintang, the city's shopping and entertainment district. We arrived around 10 pm, only to find most things were already closed. Honestly, even if it had been open, it wasn't as impressive as I'd expected. Bukit Bintang itself was a bit of a letdown. I felt claustrophobic and most places were shut. I'd heard so much hype, but it didn't live up to it. Still, it was another place ticked off the list. If you're looking for vegetarian or vegan options in KL, definitely check out Damascus or similar restaurants. Just double check the menu and ingredients with the staff to be sure it's plant based. The next day, we started with Central Market. We took a cab there and arrived in the afternoon after a good sleep in. Honestly, the market was a bit disappointing. Nothing extraordinary and very touristy. It was well maintained though. Maybe I was just in a bad mood, but I didn't buy anything. If I had had more time, maybe I would have explored more. It might be worth checking out for yourself. they did have some unique Malaysian vegan food. After that, we walked to Petaling Street Market. Another disappointment. Unless you are into fake goods and average touristy souvenirs, you can skip this one. Next, we walked to Chinatown. You can find cheap Chinese goods here, but most shops close around 4 p.m. and the area transforms into a red light district at night. We did buy some lanterns. You can find wholesale shops here too. We walked to the KL Tower. It was a long walk. We didn't realize how far it was. We could see the KL Tower looming in the distance. When we finally arrived, we were exhausted. But then we saw the massive queues for tickets. It was hot and open with no AC. Our tickets included the sky deck and the observation deck. And the Merdeka Tower was visible nearby. I was so dehydrated and frustrated standing in that queue. They could definitely make the process more comfortable. After what felt like an eternity, we finally got into the elevator. The ceiling inside was beautiful, with a design reminiscent of Islamic art. Even after reaching the sky deck, we had to wait outside the elevator again. But then, finally, we got to experience the incredible views of Kuala Lumpur's skyline. We could see the Petronas Towers, the Merdeka Tower, and all the other city landmarks. We timed our visit for sunset around 7 p.m. so we could see both the day and night views. Always a good strategy for viewpoints. The KL Tower is definitely a must see in Malaysia. The sky deck is open air and the views are simply stunning. There is also the skybox, a glass box on the sky deck. We got tickets for that too. It's great for photos, but the view isn't as good as from the open deck and you only get a very short time in it. Besides the buildings, we also enjoyed the sunset and the views of the surrounding hills. The views from the sky deck were truly splendid, but it was crowded, and it was hard to get a good spot by the railing, especially for photos. As the sun went down, the city lights started twinkling. Kuala Lumpur transformed from a concrete jungle into a man-made marvel. The Merdeka Tower looked spectacular. Soon, the Petronas Towers lit up in shades of red, blue, and yellow, the colors of the Malaysian flag. On the sky deck, there was drinking water, toilets, charging points, and a vending machine. Clouds were swirling above us. We took our time soaking in the beauty.
Bin doch schon alter Hase in dem.
All this time, they were calling out ticket codes for the skybox.
Silver 2, Skybox 1, Skybox 1. 2346 Skybox 2.
It was a bit drizzly, which made the experience even more magical. We could even see the top of the KL Tower and the moon. We each got a skybox ticket for some photos. As we left, I was shocked to find the sanitizer dispenser near the elevator wasn't working. I was also disappointed that no one directed us to the other area included in our ticket. It was late and they were clearly more interested in closing up. We did eventually find the observation deck, but it was nothing special compared to the sky deck. It was enclosed. Wow. Outside, the KL Tower was illuminated in green. The colors kept changing, and the backdrop of rainy clouds made it even more dramatic. We took a cab back to our hotel, but we didn't go straight in. We decided to grab dinner at one of the Indian restaurants nearby in Little India. This is Little India of Kuala Lumpur, and that's the Merdeka Tower. And we are going for dinner. You can find all these Indian restaurants here, like Sarvanna Bhavan, and vegetarian food will be easily available here. Our relatives had recommended a few places. We saw some familiar chains like Sarvanna Bhavan. Based on their suggestions, we chose Yum Momos. There were many restaurants serving various popular Indian cuisines. Unfortunately, Yum Momos was a huge disappointment. The momos were just okay. The place seemed a bit shabby, and the other Indo-Chinese dishes were drenched in artificial coloring. But the worst was the golgappe. Avoid this place. We didn't really like the area either. We even saw cockroaches while taking a stroll after dinner. I wouldn't recommend the area unless you are specifically craving South Indian food. I needed a few things, and I always enjoy shopping in other countries because the products are often different. I wanted to visit a convenience store. We found one open late at night, but unfortunately, it had pretty much the same products we get in India. Also, I had a really hard time finding a good hair conditioner in Malaysia. I don't know why, but most stores just don't seem to stock them. After breakfast and visiting some car rental offices, we walked along the iconic Bukit Bintang walkway. The walkway was air conditioned, which was a welcome relief, and it led to landmarks like Pavilion Mall and KLCC. We reached the famous Pavilion Mall, but it didn't really live up to the hype. It was huge and never ending with too many expensive brands. Maybe it's good if you're looking to splurge. We exited the mall and found a shopping complex nearby. Our relative had also recommended Brand's outlet for affordable shopping. We did a lot of shopping there. They had a huge selection and the prices were great, but the quality varied. We were exhausted after all that shopping. We strolled around Bukit Bintang a bit, admiring the luxury cars and glittery buildings. We took some photos by the iconic fountain in front of Pavilion Mall and then had dinner there. Unfortunately, the restaurant in the mall was also disappointing. After dinner, we walked to the Petronas Towers via the same walkway. Standing beneath these marvels was surreal. The enormous towers are incredible. It's hard not to admire the architecture. The lights give them an ethereal look. I highly recommend visiting the towers even if you don't go to the top. It was one of the highlights of our trip. Just be aware that the lights are turned off around midnight and the police might ask you to leave if you're there too late. Even the buildings surrounding the towers are beautiful at night. The next morning, we went to the Europe car office to pick up our rental car. My family asked me to wait outside with the luggage. It was sunny and hot, and they took forever. I was hungry, dehydrated, and starting to question my sanity. They finally emerged with the car after hours of waiting. They weren't even happy with the vehicle, but we didn't have much choice. My mood had completely shifted from excited to frustrated. We had planned to leave for Cameron Highlands in the morning or early afternoon, but thanks to Europe Car's delays, it was evening by the time we finally hit the road. My family drove and they found Kuala Lumpur a bit tricky to navigate. The roads were narrow and congested. Dear viewers, I'll cover our road trip to Cameron Highlands and Penang in separate vlogs. I'll continue this Kuala Lumpur vlog from where we returned to KL after those trips. I'll post the links to those other vlogs in the description below, so be sure to check them out. After driving back to Kuala Lumpur from Penang, we made a quick unplanned stop at the popular Batu Caves. It's just outside KL. Soon after, we checked into our hotel in Kuala Lumpur, EQ Kuala Lumpur, a 5-star hotel. We were so excited because it was rated number 1 in KL on TripAdvisor. We were impressed by the posh ambience, sleek underground parking, smooth check-in and the stunning views of the Petronas Towers from our room. I've also made a separate vlog reviewing the hotel in detail, link in the description. That night we got dressed up and went to the hotel's sky bar. It had incredible views of the Petronas Towers. We didn't order anything, but the view was worth it. I recommend visiting a highly rated sky bar with great views of the Petronas Towers. Afterward, we went back to Bukit Bintang. We got massages late at night. Some parts of Bukit Bintang are open almost all night. Our massage was around 1 am. The service was decent, but the area and the spa weren't very upscale, and we still struggled to find good food. The next morning, we slept in. After a relaxing day in the hotel, we got ready and walked to the Petronas Towers. We took lots of photos in front of the towers. However, going up the towers was a bit of a letdown. The interior was quite average, in my opinion. First, we were taken up to the bridge that connects the two towers. We were a little disappointed, but the rain and the view of the colorful Saloma link made us smile. The guide told us the bridge actually swings a little. This is the view from the bridge of the Petronas Towers. I found it pretty average. I had really high expectations. Maybe it's raining outside, but I don't think that is the reason. It's okay. It's nothing wow compared to Burj Khalifa or even the view from KL Tower Sky Deck. We'll be going up above, I guess, the top of these towers in a while. I hope the view is better from there. This is the Saloma Bridge. From the bridge, we got glimpses of the upper floors of the Petronas Towers, which looked majestic. It's raining outside and we are walking on this bridge. This bridge connects both of the towers of Petronas. And the guy here, the guide, he told us that the bridge swings between these two towers. It is not fixed, but the structure seems pretty strong and impressive, but the view is disappointing, at least for me. Even others around me, like my family, we are not finding it very impressive compared to other views we have seen. It's becoming foggy outside. The weather here is, it changes every minute, and it's nice because I love rain, and it becomes rainy every, anytime here. This will be the top of the Petronas Towers. It's pretty majestic, but it's not very viewable from here. Like this. Soon we were at the top. It was cool to see the other Petronas Tower while standing on its twin. The city view was good, but it wasn't an open air deck like the KL Tower sky deck, which made it a little less exciting.
ये रहे इसके नीचे की मंदिर जहाँ से लाइटें जलती हैं ये फोटो ये एलईडी
And we are at the top of the Petronas Towers, one of the towers, and this is the view from here. It's nice, but more than this view, what I liked here is the view of the other tower. I'll show it to you. It looks quite majestic, and we are on the other side of this pair of towers. This is the other tower. See, this is so majestic, and it feels like a marble. This is very beautiful and kind of one of the best buildings, especially at night. And it's drizzling. This has been constructed uh, in the Islamic way of architecture, according to that. And this is Merdeka Tower. I think it's the second tallest building in the world. It's not lit up right now. Otherwise, they light it up well. And from here, you can see most of the major hotels in the city center. This is Tropicana, and that's Platinum. And we are staying in EQ. That is EQ. I can see the tower, one of these from my room also, and the view from their sun deck, sky deck was quite nice. I could see these stars directly from there. But more than the city view, the view of the other Petronas Tower was a treat. It felt like a dream come true. Honestly, you have to see the Petronas Towers up close to truly appreciate their architecture. I was so happy admiring the intricate design of the tower right next to me. The rain made the scene even more beautiful. We even spotted some iconic hotels from the top, including EQ, one of the top attractions of Malaysia, where I'm standing right now, the top of Petronas Towers. Afterward, we came down to Surya KLCC. We watched the famous KLCC Lake Symphony water fountain, but it wasn't as impressive as we expected. I wouldn't really recommend it. Surya KLCC itself was also pretty average as a shopping mall in my opinion. But we did have a good vegetarian dinner at one of the restaurants there. We came out to admire the towers again and take some more photos. Then we walked to Saloma Link. It's a small pedestrian bridge, but it's very colorful and pretty. The whole area is full of illuminated tall buildings. You could just keep admiring them. From Saloma Link, you can see the Petronas Towers and the KL Tower all at once. And the moon above made the scene even more dramatic. Kuala Lumpur really knows how to light up its amazing buildings. Even the bank buildings look like works of art. So definitely visit Saloma Link for some great views of KLCC's lit up skyscrapers. There is no entrance fee. So I'm walking outside of Saloma Bridge. So from here you can see Petronas Twin Towers as well as KL Tower, which is hidden right now, but from the other end of the bridge you can see it, and the bridge is very pretty, and it gives a nice view of the city center as well. And this is a bank, and I like the bridge. You can get a better view of the bridge from here, and almost everybody is getting photos clicked at the bridge. And the stars look so beautiful from here. And the next morning, we took a flight back to India. So that wraps up my Kuala Lumpur vlog. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Don't forget to check out my other vlogs about Cameron Highlands and Penang. The links are in the description below. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part of Kuala Lumpur was, or what you're most excited to see if you're planning a trip. Thanks for watching.